back in Canada. Welcome back to the 2025 World Series on Fox, presented by Capital One. The Rogers Center, ready for the kind of night they've waited 32 years to have again. They lead this best of 7, 3 games to 2. We're all set for Game 6.
Been there, done that. We've played a lot of big games, especially together as a group. So, I mean, we have a saying back home, not literally, but, you know, you say, I'm rooting for my guy and I'll pay double, you know, like going all in on my guy. And that's basically how I feel about my guys. And I had the confidence that, you know, we had nothing to lose. The pressure's on them. They got 2 chances at their stadium to close out the series, and the pressure's on them, and they didn't win another game.
This is the 8th time that they enter Game 6 down 3-2. They're trying to win Game 6 from that position for the first time to force a 7th decisive game tomorrow night.
I feel like we knew it was there, but we didn't really worry about it being there. We didn't worry about being eliminated because I don't think we really saw it as an option. I think our brains were so fixed on attacking the task at hand that I don't think anybody really thought about the negative part in losing.
Losing isn't an option. Your phrase is now part of history and is iconic amongst Dodger fans. How did you take that mindset going into Game 6?
詳しくはそこまでの言葉は言ってはないんですけど、でも、とにかく、負けるわけにはいかないっていう、負けたら終わりでしたし、何としても勝つっていうのは、もう、なんて言うんだろう、とにかく勝つだけ、そこに集中してました。
So the 27-year-old from Bizen, Japan, taking the ball for the Dodgers. The first guy in a quarter century to tour back-to-back complete games in the postseason. Yamamoto comes home. Strike 1. Hey! He's down on strikes, and Yamamoto's got his first K. Tommy Edman down the line, and the first base runner for the Dodgers will be Tommy Edman. Extra bases here in the 3rd, a winning double.
They're not going to pitch to Ohtani, I wouldn't think. Maybe they will. No, they're not pitching to him.
So 1st and 2nd, and it's up to Will Smith. Dodgers do not have a hit with a runner in scoring position since the 5th inning of Game 3. Hooked down the left field line towards the corner. It is a fair ball. Will Smith delivers a 2-out double. Tommy Edman's in to score, and the Dodgers are on the board first in Game 6. Freeman takes ball 4 to load the bases, and how about this? Mookie Betts comes up with the bases loaded.
I mean, shoot, it could have been anybody. The importance in that situation, but I know I had been struggling, and for myself to come through was a big boost for my own personal confidence. But then I think for the boys, it kind of got us going, and we were able to hold them off after that. But it takes the whole team, right? And sometimes it's not your turn, but that time it was my turn, and I'm fortunate I was able to come through.
Running the bank on the Will Smith double. Another 1-2 from Gausman to Betts. Base hit left field. Ohtani's in to score. Here comes Will Smith. Throw to the plate's not in time. Betts breaks through, and so do the Dodgers. Oh, an exhale and the monkey off his back. The Dodgers lead Gausman and the Blue Jays 3-0. Best stretch of his life coming here in the playoffs, but Yamamoto strikes him out on 3 pitches. And like half of those swings and misses have come against Yamamoto.
Yeah.
Oh, strike 3 call this time. Got him. Tied him up with that splitter for strike 3. Payoff. Another fastball to strike him out. The 1-2 pitch. He struck him out. Yamamoto gets out of the first jam of the ball game with a strikeout of Varsho and keeps the lead 3-1. Sasaki's 2-2. Line to deep center field. Dean on the run. Justin Dean won't get there. It wedges in the bottom of the wall, and it's a dead ball. It's a dead ball. The umpire's hands are up, and the runners will head to second and third. It'll be second and third, nobody out.
From a very young age, that a ball gets stuck, you raise your hands, and obviously that's a judgment play. I saw the ball get stuck, and I raised my hands right away because I knew that I didn't have a play on it. So my responsibility there was to make sure that at least the umpires saw me with my hands up, because they're a little bit far away, so maybe they don't know that the ball's stuck. So I raised my hands. Luckily for me, JD saw me too, and he raised his hands right away. But I mean, to be honest with you, the ball hits the wall and bounces back at Dean. I don't think the runner scores. I don't think anything changes. The ball was hit incredibly hard. It would have bounced right back at Dean, and we would have kept the runners on second and third the same way that they were when the ball got stuck.
It was huge. People, to win this past year, it was 13 games to win the World Series. To do that, you have to have some good fortune, some luck. You got to play well. You've got to have talent, all of it. And so in that moment, that was good fortune, luck.
And heads up play by Justin Dean to throw his hands up, because as soon as he reaches in there to play it, they lose the right for that to be a dead ball.
I raised my hands. I don't think he could hear me. I'm pretty sure that he just saw me and he raised his hands too. And I'm pretty sure he couldn't hear me because I was yelling at him to get the ball and throw it in, because that's umpire discretion and it's a play that's reviewable. So your duty is to raise your hands, and then after that you play the ball off, and if the umpires don't call it, we can go to the replay systems.
And so it's something that will probably never happen again at Rogers Center. But our guys were heady enough to put up their hands, ground rule double, doesn't score, get out of the inning, and we caught a big break.
And they did review this, and very quickly, our crew chief Mark Wegner says it's confirmed that that was a dead ball. Dave Roberts is going to the guy that everybody figured would feature into Game 7 as the starter. Tyler Glasnow trying to get it there.
Yeah, I feel like we had the real opportunity to win the World Series now. So when that play happened, Glasnow's coming out of the bullpen to get 3 outs with runner second, third, and then he got the best hitter for them in the playoff. To pop up to first.
Ernie Clement, tying run at second, winning run at the plate, and a pop-up right side, Freddie Freeman for the first out.
いやもうこれもベンチから見てましたけど、もう時が止まったように感じましたね。
The Blue Jays one swing from a World Championship. Jimenez floats one left field. Hernandez makes the catch. Back to second. Game 7 tomorrow night.
When I feel like, I know how hard it is to kind of like position in and kind of like read swings, especially in that moment with the crowd going crazy, knowing that the bat broke. I think I gotta give him the credit, because if that ball drops and he plays safe and he just like let the ball drop. Other thing that people might not know, the ball was wearing the lights for a long time.
I just have my card and I read at it. I read my card and I trust my instincts that, sometimes I'm gonna follow the card, and sometimes you gotta read the game and feel the situation of the game, and I trust that my baseball instincts are pretty good, because he took a good swing. He took a pretty healthy cut, and as outfielders, sometimes we gotta read our swings, read the hitter swings, and in a situation like that, I probably would have backed up, first step going back, but with that slight moment of silence, I was able to get a really good jump and go after the ball.
So Kike didn't kind of like pull back or anything like that. He kept going, he throws his instincts, and he makes the play, and then he's throwing on the run. He's trying to make a good throw. He tried to throw it all the way in the air, but that's what we're here for, to pick it up our teammates, and it made it more special.
I saw him running in, and I thought it was just going to be a catch, and the guys were going to get back to the base. I knew he was going to catch it. I've just been out there with Kike too many times to not know that, but As he was about to catch, I turned to look to see what was going on in the infield, and I saw the guy at second a little too far off the base, and at that point, Kike made a play, and as the ball was kind of coming in, I saw that trajectory, and I was like, that he didn't make a good throw. Obviously, it was a tough throw, but then when Miggy caught it, that was what I was really excited about, just because that whole play, the difficulty of that play was really, really high, and I don't think it gets enough credit for Kike making that play, the throw, and then Miggy making that catch.
I mean, pretty important. He doesn't catch it, we got to keep playing. I thought that I was giving him a good enough, hop, because usually you become a first baseman in that situation and you line your feet up to me. But obviously, I didn't think about the fact that he was playing kind of pull side because it was a left-handed hitter. So he was pretty far from the base, so he didn't have enough time to get to the bag and position his feet the way that maybe he should have. But at that point, he just trusted his instincts, he trusted his hands, and he was able to stay with the ball, and obviously a huge play. I said it from the moment that it happened. He made a better pick than I made a play.
Yeah, it was pretty hard. That's something that you don't practice. You just kind of hang your hat on your talent and the things that you've been doing your whole life. I've always been known by my defense, and I think that's the reason why I was in this lineup, because of my defense, my energy, my leadership. But I did what I was supposed to do. I did my part. I made 4 or 5 good defensive plays that kind of caught rallies with a double play, or whether it was the bare hand play that give everybody on their feet, and especially that play that you're talking about, Kike charging on that ball, having amazing instincts. Kind of like I was in a bad position in relate to the bat, because I didn't know that he was going to catch a ball, but as soon as he catch it and he fired to second base, I have to do anything that's possible to keep the ball in front of me. But I felt like the hop was difficult, but I feel like I have the confidence and the trust that I can catch it. And it was a clean catch. I didn't kind of bobble or anything like that. I catch it and I put it up, and it was a great play.
I was just hoping it stayed up. Kike cheated in with 2 strikes, got a great jump on the ball, made the play, and then got it into Miggy, who in between hop, fields it, holds the bag for a game-ending double play, a huge play. And even having Miggy in there, just you know that he's going to impact the game in some ways. So whether it's with the bat, the defense, and both games that he played, he made huge impacts. But Kike's baseball acumen and instincts always seem to show up in the big moments.
It's super important just because you have a young guy there that may not have been in that situation before, may not necessarily know how to handle it. Sometimes it just takes experience, and sometimes as you're going through experience, you really need to fail in order to really experience and get to where you want to get to. And so having Miggy, being the veteran, being that he's went through the experience and he's had the experience and whatnot, I think that's what put us over the top, just because the situations that came, we were more than prepared for him, where maybe a young guy, even myself, I had never been in some of those situations, so I don't even know how I would have, went about it had that been me in those shoes. So Miggy being a vet and being obviously really good at baseball helped us out.
朗希が一番ホッとしてたけど。いや本当にすごいですね。キケにしかできないプレーだし、ミギーにしかできないプレーだし、本当に全員で勝ったシリーズだったんで、それを象徴するプレーというか、そんな印象でした。
Yeah, everything is obviously in real life and life speed, baseball game speed, but in a situation like that, you have so many thoughts going through your head and everything kind of goes in slow motion, especially when you lose sight of the ball because the ball's in the lights. And as outfielders, sometimes we make the mistake of pulling up and trying to figure out where the ball is before we keep running. But given the situation of the game and where the series was in line, I was willing to risk my teeth in order to catch the ball. And I had a pretty good idea where the ball was going to end up, so I tried to run into the spot, and at the very end, ball got out of the lights and went in the glove. But in that situation, I kind of had an idea. I was feeling out the field as I was trying to find the ball. I had a pretty good idea of where he was, and I knew he was taking a pretty big lead. And even though everything happened really quickly, if you look into slow-mo, I catch the ball and as I'm transferring, I give a slight peek to the runner at third because I knew that we had to be perfect at second base. It was going to be bang, bang. And I also didn't want him to be safe and the guy just take home plate just like that. So I gave a slight peek, noticed that he wasn't going to go anywhere, and then I decided to go to second base. And also you're thinking about the fact that you're coming in full speed, close to the bag, and you can't throw as hard as you can. One, you don't have time. Two, if you're coming in full speed and you throw as hard as you can, you're probably gonna airmail the ball. So I just try to give a good enough throw with enough speed to be able to get the guy out.
The pick was kind of hard for us to kind of celebrate the way that we did. And I think after that play, the momentum completely shifted.
After Game 6 win, they were obviously at an all-time high because I think at that point we knew we were gonna win. We knew we were gonna win. We knew we had, in a one-game setting, we're going to be, anything can happen in a one-game setting, right? But we had a little more confidence after that. We had a little more confidence, and then you get us in a room together with some confidence going out to play a game. Everything should be okay.
I don't necessarily remember because World Series, there's so much media that you have to do afterwards that there's only so much that you can do as far as talking about right after the game, and especially in a playoff series where everybody has their family there, so everybody kind of goes with their family, goes back to the hotel. But I embrace that. I embrace that as far as keeping everybody loose and not let anybody have the nerves get the best of them. I embrace that role within the locker room, and for us and for me, it was Game 7 of the World Series. We've all dreamed as kids playing in that position, and at the time, he didn't have. Maybe he didn't have the best performance on the mound, but I felt really confident that with Shohei on the mound, I thought he was going to be able to do something special and we were going to be able to win the game. But I just thought that we were in the best position to win that game, and obviously that was one crazy baseball game, and we were able to come out on top. But I just really liked our chances going into Game 7.
It's a game-ending double play. Kike Hernandez to Miguel Rojas, and baseball moves to November. The Dodgers have forced Game 7 by the narrowest of margins. The Blue Jays had second and third and nobody out.
Somehow we finished a game like that. I think the emotions and we let it out because we've been holding it for so long. Frustrating game 4 and 5 definitely put us in a bad place. And then obviously winning that game shifted the momentum, like I say, and the celebration was good until the point that I put something on my rib, and that kind of put me on a bad situation for Game 7. But I'm glad that we had the medical staff that helped me get through it. Yeah, I think it's a great example that you're not always going to win with offense. Obviously, preventing runs is a huge part of the game, and now it's not being talked like we used to. Now they're calling preventing runs because they're using the data to put everything together, pitching, defense, and positioning. So for me, it's not just one part of the game anymore. Now we have more information to put it together, so we have a really good way to kind of stop the opponent to score runs, and sometimes you win like that too. And definitely pitching and defense can win you big games. I would say during the regular season game, you're gonna need a lot of offense to win, but big games and big moments, you win it with focus and kind of preparation on the defensive part. And I'm proud that I put a lot of time and a lot of effort in my career to be a defensive guy first, because if I wasn't able to play the defense that I played in Game 6, we didn't have a Game 7. And then in Game 7, obviously, another play came my way, and I think the ball was finding me because it was my moment, my time, and I was ready for it because I've been working extremely hard to receive that opportunity, and it came after 20 years of professional baseball.
とにかく第6戦落としてたらもう絶対負けだったんで、とにかくそこを勝つっていうのにすごい集中してたので、無事そこに こう勝てて、とにかく次につなげたっていうところで、すごいほっとしてたし、もうやりきったっていう、最初はそういう気持ちでしたけど、試合後、そういった話が出始めて、その時は本当にこうそれできるか全く分からなかったですけど、本当にこういろんな方のサポートをもらって、なんとかマウンドに上がることができました。